It's another stacked week of indie games this week. I've gone ahead and dug through the upcoming games for you and picked out 10 that I think are particularly worth your time. So come take a look at these great games with me. Hopefully you find something that you can look forward to this week. Up first, coming on April 6th, we have Fortune Seller. Fortune Seller is a combination of a numbers go up roguelike, such as Balatro, mixed with an inventory management game like Backpack Hero. You are using cards like your various tarot cards that you collect to work with the items you have and build an engine that will get you enough money to win the round that you're on. It's got a cool style, and I do always enjoy a good numbers go up type roguelike. They're always satisfying and fun to play. So this is an interesting theme and twist on that genre. Also on April 6th, we have Hidden Around the World. This is a hidden object game that has a unique gimmick where you are able to move items around in order to complete snaps. So you'll have an image of what you need to create, and as part of the level, you will have to kind of drag items and build this picture that includes all of the items in the photo, as well as having an online level creation and sharing engine. Next on April 6th, we have EvoCreo 2. EvoCreo 2 is a creature collector game with over 30 hours of story-driven gameplay. There are over 300 of the creatures to collect. The game will eventually have online battles, although it will not, as far as I can tell, at launch. And one of the things that is interesting to me is that there's apparently no level cap on the creatures. To me, that sounds fun. I like the ability to just grind and make things crazy. It looks like a fun game for fans of kind of classic 2D Pokemon style games, harkening back to some of that nostalgia. On April 7th, KuloNiku Bowl Up releases. This is a cozy cooking game with quite a lot of personality behind it. It's being published by Raw Fury, who have a pretty good hit record of games they publish being amazing. It's got Cooking Mama style minigames with how you're cooking your bowls of noodles. You get to upgrade and customize your restaurant. You can raise friendship levels with a cast of crazy characters. The game has just a ton of personality to it, and I just can't wait to sling some meatballs. On April 7th as well, People of Note releases. This is a turn-based RPG with a theme of music. Each of your party members has a different genre of music that they represent, and it looks like casting your spells or using your attacks, you are playing like a little rhythm minigame. It seems to have a lot of customizable accessibility features where you can even turn off environmental puzzles or potentially even turn off the combat. So if you're looking for going into it with just the story, or you don't want to do any puzzles, you don't want to do any combat, it seems like you can just turn them off, which is interesting. I'm definitely excited to see how this game plays when it releases. On April 8th, The House of Hikmah comes out. This is a fully voice-acted, narrative-driven 3D adventure game where you're going through the House of Wisdom, which is described as a dreamlike sanctuary filled with centuries of knowledge. As you go through the House of Wisdom, you will be interacting with various scholars from the Islamic Golden Age, so it seems like there will be some like history and culture, there's definitely a lot of culture tied into the game, but also like real life history tied in as well. Releasing on April 7th, we have Origament, a paper adventure. This is a platformer where you play a ball of paper or a paper plane. You will be changing forms throughout the game, but you are paper. The form changing looks very satisfying as far as like how you're navigating the world, and the story overall seems like it's going to be a cute little cozy adventure with a lot of exploration puzzles and finding your way through the environment. On April 9th, Town of Zaz releases. In this game you play a shaman chef, hunting critters, gathering ingredients, and rebuilding bonds by cooking for the townspeople. The game has an amazing, unique art style, as well as a narrative centered around cooking and food, which I'm always partial to. It definitely seems like a game that is packing a lot of flavor. On April 10th, Pick 3 comes out. This is your classic pick one of three things roguelike. You are a little ball, and you bounce around in the little arena trying to knock out the other ball, and then you get to pick one of three things. There is a streamer in the top left commenting on your gameplay as you play. It very much seems like the game is not taking itself too seriously and allows you to kind of just get a little crazy with it. The streamer in the top left is like rotoscoped, and it looks very entertaining the way that the guy is moving around. and commenting on my gameplay. I've always, sometimes you just need a streamer to say some shit about your gameplay. I need a guy up in the top left saying like, oh shit. And I love picking one of three things. Who doesn't love picking one of three things? It's the peak of gaming. Finally, on April 10th, Crystalfall comes out in early access. I don't want this to sound diminutive of the game, but when I look at it, to me, it looks like Path of Exile if you got to play as like a furry cowboy, which that sounds great to me. Okay, the game is going to be free. You've got the Path of Exile style of gigantic skill tree. It's got a very interesting loot mechanic where you're looting the skills, and the skills themselves have different skill trees. It is going to have seasonal content like a Path of Exile or Diablo. I'm definitely going to be giving it a try. I've actually been playing a lot of Path of Exile recently, so I'm kind of excited to sink my teeth into potentially another like early access Path of Exile style game. Plus you got guns. It's like steampunk. I like guns. Overall, as always, a packed week. A lot of interesting games with different cultures represented. Hopefully at least one of these games piqued your interest enough that you added it to your wish list. All of them are, as always, linked in the description. If you found anything you like, leave a comment, let me know. Leave a like to the video and subscribe. I do these weekly. And coming up sometime this week, I'm going to have another video where I go over my top 5 games of last month, which I think all of them were featured in one of these weekly videos and will now be featured in this other one because they are now my top 5 games that I played last month. I hope you guys had a great day. As always, eat some trash and do some science for me, and I'll see you tomorrow with another indie game. Bye.